Thank you for joining us today. My name is Greg Lane. Along with my wife Lucy, we work with Officers Christian Fellowship as Associate Field Staff responsible for the ROTC outreach across our country, with over 400 colleges and universities that have ROTC programs, either Army, Navy, Marine Corps, or Air Force. Officers Christian Fellowship's mission is to engage military leaders in biblical fellowship and growth to equip them for Christ-like service at the intersection of faith, family, and profession. Today, I have two Army ROTC cadets with me. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Brandt Brandt. I'm an MS3 here at Austin P, and I plan on commissioning engineer.
I'm Cadets Blevins, and I'm an MS3, and I plan on branching aviation.
Thank you both for joining us today. Recently, both of y'all hit a low point in your lives. Could you kind of paint a picture for us of what happened in your lives to bring you to that low point?
Well, sir, it actually started about early February this year. I was at a low point where I just didn't really care anymore. I felt like nothing was going right. Every time I tried to take a step towards and progressing in something, either school, academics, or church, I'd always take 2 steps back. And I'm always trying to do the right thing, always trying to pursue. I didn't have motivation to live for God, and I kept watching people that, didn't try as best as I could get what they wanted or get what they were their goals. And then I also saw people that didn't have any good moral standings at all still reaching their goals. And I'm sitting here wondering, okay, God, why are you allowing me to continue to try to strive for you, but I'm not getting anything out of it? But I wasn't getting any answers. There was no voice, nothing like that. And I really was testing my faith at that time.
Okay. And Kayla, how about you?
Well, sir, the October of last year, I found myself in a pretty bad car accident. And right after the accident, my boyfriend had broke up with me after a year and a half and rode with me for another female. And I tore my meniscus in my knee, and I had a pretty bad concussion, so it left me not going to my Ranger Challenge competition that next week. So I felt like I left my team down. And it seems like at that time, anything that could have gone wrong went wrong. So it left me at a pretty low point, and I was angry at God. Why would he let this happen to me?
Wow. So now both of you are at this low point in your lives. What did the Lord do to reach out to you or show you that he's there with you?
Well, it was about Tuesday morning, sir, or afternoon, and I just was over everything. I just had a lot of frustration, and I just okay, I'm going to go to the gym. And the gym's about 10 minutes from my house, and I looked up before I walked out. I was like, God, I need you to say something to me. I need you to talk to me. I'm at the point where I just don't want to do it anymore. I just want to give up and just do what I want to do instead of doing what you want me to do. And so I sat quietly in my car driving there, and I just heard the faintest voice, and it said, the only reason why you're going through all this right now is because the devil's trying to throw everything he has at you to stir you away for something big that I have happening in your life. And immediately after I got that, just tears started flowing out of my eyes, and I just had the adrenaline rush. And I even called Kayla after that, letting her know what was happening with it. Mm-hmm. And it just gave me a motivation, to continue to push. It was just that enough I needed to continue pursuing God.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and Kayla, how about you?
Well, after everything happened, like I said, I was angry at God. I was even questioning whether or not there even was a God. Mm-hmm. And I actually woke up one Friday morning and I was like, I'm going to do a quiet time. I'm going to do it. I've never done it before, and I was sitting there in bed with my Bible in my lap, and I didn't know what I was looking for exactly, but Proverbs popped into my head. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with Proverbs. So I only read one chapter of Proverbs, in chapter 1 of Proverbs, verses 23 to 28 really spoke to me. And it says, if you respond to my warning, then I will pour out my spirit on you and teach you my words. Since I called out and you refused, extended my hand and no one paid attention. Since you neglected all my counsel and did not accept my correction, I in turn will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when terror strikes you like a storm, and your calamity comes at you like a whirlwind. When trouble and stress overcome you, then they will call me, but I won't answer. And then down at 33 it says, but whoever listens to me will live securely and be free from fear and danger. So after I read that, it was kind of like a light bulb went off in my head, okay, God, I understand. I started crying, and my body got really hot, all right, this is him speaking to me. I understand now.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And Jordan, I believe that there's a verse that really jumped out at you to help describe your situation and how the Lord was speaking to you.
Yes, sir. So about a week later, I was reading a Bible devotion on my phone, and it was about 7:30 in the morning, and it was from Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 5, and it says, "Look among the nations and watch, wonder and be amazed. For I am doing a work in your days that you would not believe, though it were told to you." And that was kind of like a second confirmation, like, hey, something's coming, you just need to hold on. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay. Well, that's great that the Lord spoke to you, especially through His Word. As you look back on that experience and look ahead, what advice would you have to your fellow ROTC cadets and midshipmen if they find themselves at a pretty low point? What would you advise them to do?
Sir, I would say, first of all, adversity creates resiliency. God gives you, problems in your life, but He gives you problems in your life that you can handle. He never gives you anything you can't handle. So I would continue, during your trials and tribulations, to continue to seek God and just to hold on. There's always a light at the end of a tunnel, and continue just to pray and just be patient and wait.
Mm-hmm. So waiting on the Lord. And then Kayla, how about you? Any advice?
Well, since last year, I've definitely learned that it's important to pursue a relationship with Jesus Christ every morning for quiet time, or whenever you decide to do your quiet time. It's important to have a relationship every day, not just when you're going through hard times. Through all that, I've actually found friends and fellowship, people to keep me accountable. I've stopped looking at the clock in church, and I'm not the same person that I was last year. I've been redeemed for sure.
Excellent. Well, those are two wonderful testimonies, and I want to thank you both for sharing them with me and with our audience today. I want to thank you for joining us as well as we share about things that the Lord uses in our lives to draw us to Him as an ROTC cadet or midshipman and help us in our walk with Jesus Christ. Thank you.